What is up, Taurus? Disclaimer, my mother's outside the room talking, so if you hear people talking, that's her on the phone. So disclaimer, so let's get to this awesome video. Oh my goodness. So let's get to your reading. We have a whole little situation prepared now. Let's see how we're going to do it. So we're going to read from two booklets. So I got some prompts, and then we got some reading I wrote. So here we go. August. So July was about feeling like a boss. August is still some more of that message. So August for you, Taurus. Taurus, August 2026. Feeling like a boss first in order to properly understand how to remain a boss. We or our emotions have to be a boss first. So we have to be a boss first before we make our feelings priority. So then I wrote, so we or our emotions, so I really could have put, our emotions have to be a boss first before we make our feelings our priority. It's kind of a paradox. It's like our feelings have to be a boss before we make our feelings matter. So we got to hold it down before we give them attention. Beware of not being the best representation of yourself. Responsibilities must be handled first, then possibilities. Trust life past your own judgments. Be here and disagree with others and still connect. So funny enough, these are a mix of messages of last sign. I mixed a couple of messages. It's like Sagittarius, Capricorn's message is mixed here. And yeah, still makes sense. For some reason, their messages make more sense for Aries, for Taurus. I mean, so yes. Trying to remain a boss, trusting life past our judgment, disagreeing and still connecting. Here is the 3 questions you may want to ask yourself throughout the month that I'm going to read on today anyway, though. So Taurus, August 2026. What would the leader in me choose right now? What emotion needs my attention instead of my reaction? How can I stay grounded while moving forward? These are important questions I'm going to read on. So let's answer the first one. So I want to read this one more time before we get to these prompts. Feeling like a boss first in order to properly understand how to remain a boss. We have to be a boss first before we make our feelings priority. Beware of not being the best representation of yourself. Responsibilities must be handled first, then possibilities. Trust life past your own judgment. Be here and disagree with others and still connect. Okay. So, what would the leader in me choose right now? I'm still going to do the Celtic cross. I'm going to do that last. I'll do that last. So what would the leader in me choose now? So yes. Let's see what I wrote. And so I wrote an equation also. Let me answer this question. I wrote Jupiter plus Virgo plus Capricorn equals Taurus. So now we got to read on Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Capricorn's message to see Taurus, to get Taurus fully. So let's see. So here's the first question though. What would the leader in me do now or something? What would the leader in me choose right now? And if you can see, we got this for the bottom of the deck. This is about having energy, enthusiasm. But what would the leader in you choose right now is pretty much fully being clear either about, a true feeling you may have. Now, this is the star. This does represent the collective, or also, strong negative energies and strong negative feelings. And the reality could be to due to being in this new phase, right? Fully having to learn to step into who you are. You will have these feelings rise up, and this is what the leader in you chooses right now, because the reality of it is there can be enthusiasm in these modes. So, a feeling or facing others who have this emotion, because it may not even be you who has this emotion. It's knowing when to stay enthusiastic or trusting in yourself when people feel this way, So the leader in you right now, I believe the leader in you right now would choose to look at these things, and you got to be able to understand, this is coming from this space, but you don't stay there. You don't have to stay paying attention to that energy, because the energy's this isn't you. You still have enthusiasm, you still have energy, you still have movement. You don't feel. So the leader in you right now is able to see what low vibrational or what people compensating with that energy looks like. So, because this is you being able to see it and take it in, and pinpoint it. So the leader in you, what would the leader in you choose right now? It would choose to be able to tell the difference. Between your emotions being down, negative, or someone else's emotions projecting that onto you. So what emotion needs my attention instead of my reaction is the next question. What emotion needs my attention instead of my reaction? What emotion needs your attention instead of your reaction? Here we go. Oh my God. Here we go. Here is the second question. What emotion needs my attention instead of my reaction? So Hierophant does talk about organizations that can be close connections. I do think family when I see the Hierophant, and the reality of it is, it's beautiful to have these obstacles, and knowing what emotion to choose is even better when you have a training facility next to you 24/7 helping you prepare for these emotions. Literally never mind. But I gotta look up if beacon's the right word. I gotta look it up because it sounds like I should use that word, like a beacon. But I think I gotta look that up. What does that really mean exactly, beacon? But anyway, the answer to this question, what emotion needs my attention instead of my reaction? You could say these very same communities, organizations, doing this funniness need your attention. And that's why I remember hearing her talking, and I was like, should I even read? But I'm like, as I went in my room and closed the door, I was like, it's not even that loud. So it shouldn't be too loud. In fact, I really don't feel like waiting anymore to film these videos. And the reality of it is, you need to have a little bit of pushback just to see how truly simple it is to keep going. And the moment you stop and complain about it, you're really stopping yourself. So, Taurus, it seems like the key for this month for us would be to watch where we stop to complain instead of stay in motion. Okay? Because the more we stay in motion, the more we are actually still useful to ourselves and our environment. So, excuse me. Yeah, your emotion, the emotion that needs my attention would be to fight through, would be perseverance. The emotion you need to give attention to is perseverance, because clearly it really isn't that difficult. Like me reading, you should watch the Aries video, because I believe, it's a better example of perseverance. How can I stay grounded while moving forward? Is the last question. How can I stay grounded while moving forward? So these are very simple things. Very, very simple, question prompts, What I think is even funnier is that, like, I had, zero issue, growing up, well, I'll just say it was very simple getting these videos out with no outside interference. But our messages are so good, it doesn't matter, because there is no such thing, and that's the reality. There is no such thing as outside interference. So again, this question, how can I stay grounded while moving forward? Got Capricorn. So that is Saturn. Capricorn's message was simply standing the test of time. Their cheat code was Scorpio plus Cancer plus Leo. So let's see that. Scorpio's message was about training the subconscious and paying attention to whether you're focused or being distracted with your emotions instead of training your subconscious, trusting through the situation. So next we have Cancer. So detoxing by connecting with yourself, new self. The boss you have to accept you are. Tranquility is the path. Trust your environment. Trust you can solve the problem. Leo. No emotions, no more feeling, no more feeding unimportant habits or emotions. Your emotions are being used against you. So apparently that's going to help you, yes, stand the test of time. Know that your emotions are being used against you. Know that you need to trust yourself and trust you can solve the problem. Trust your environment and trust that you can solve the problem. And then pay attention to whether you're being distracted. Or focused. Love and learn in your life. Yes. Hopefully you're staying with me. So then the question, how to stay grounded moving forward, is keep the connections while standing the test of time. You know, keep these connections. You're going to see that. So you're taking away the anxiety, the obsession as we go through, you know. So as we cultivate these connections, the anxiety and pressure subside. We do have this working out. Yeah, it's about getting rid of that pressure. Yes, that's ever there, but peace and looking at the situation with a more, you know, accepting lenses. You know, you need to keep your emotions here, like as in, well, no emotions. You can't have the emotions. So the more we take our emotions out of it, perfect example. This is definitely about not, you know, being the heart, and then, well, yeah, this is a subconscious, how you train yourself. Our emotions must be out of it to be useful to our environments, to be able to stand the test of time. We're going to be connecting more if we keep our emotions out of it. Yeah. So, like, be proud that you keep this seriousness about you, this focus. It's going to pay off. So, the devil being in reverse, that's where there's a little bit of you having a trust to, yeah, keep feeling good. So let's get to the Celtic cross. So yeah, so we can do a lot of good. So before I get to the Celtic cross, I'm sorry, Taurus. So I read, we need to read Sag's message. So I'm going to read Sagittarius, Pisces message, and Sagittarius. Forgive me, I want y'all to be armed. So here's Pisces first. I'm going to just get Pisces and Sag. So Pisces is simply know you are in good hands. Here's Sagittarius. Unity is the verb of the month for you. This spiritual pressure is perfect for you. This spiritual pressure is perfect for a boss level of trust in your day-to-day and others. Give good energy for your peace of mind. Alright. Virgo says, feeling imbalanced this month means we trust balance will be created past perceived setbacks or perceived bad investments. By being a boss through it all and trusting yourself to grow in stillness through the situation. Feeling disconnection means growth is coming. Standing the test of time. Simply standing the test of time. And all these messages equal Taurus. So let's get to the Celtic cross. So this way, everybody gets it all in there. All the right answers, all the right perspectives are in there. So here's the Celtic cross, present energy, the challenge. Present, my bad. Detail number 1, 2, detail number 3. Perfect, okay. Here is what's affecting you, how everybody sees you, mentality available, beautiful. So, and the outcome, nice. The best. So right now, since I got these answers, let's read on Libra's August message. Know the times we are in. Know what is important to you. Your attention needs to be used to find out truth. Anything else, ignore. Ignore conflict. Learn through it. Learn through conflict. Okay. Yes, here's Aquarius's message. Stand the test of time even when others know they are testing you. Okay. There you go. Right. So it does look like the Queen of Swords is a great energy to be in. You got the King of Swords too. You have both counterparts. So, knowing the times you're in, really helpful. And I'm pretty sure I was hitting on something else. Your attention needs to be used to find out truth. So the King and Queen of Swords is very important in this reading. So you have to be connected and still find out truth. So it's going to pay off, actually. It's actually definitely going to pay off. So Aries' message could help you. Their message embodies learning to use peace as an action or a reaction to things. And that is where this powerful month can happen. You can utilize this month. So stay down and trust. So it's something about embracing feeling like it's a bad investment. If you feel like something's a bad investment, then that's what it is, so stand the test of time. I want to go back to reading your message, Taurus. Feeling like a boss first in order to properly understand how to remain a boss. We have to be a boss first before we make our feelings priority. Beware of not being the best representation of yourself. Responsibilities must be handled first, then possibilities. Trust life past your own judgments. Be here and disagree with others, and still connect. Yes. We got it. So the more we keep handling business first, because we need to handle business in order to do other things, right? So that's a big key. Boy, it's gonna feel like it's endless. So either people's irritable emotions or just getting to this balance, we have to keep choosing to walk away from things because that's how much it'll be in your face. So peace is literally an action we have, a reaction that is needed that will really help us out. It's really going to give us great results. Peace has to be. So then if it doesn't, then it'll be excitement and emotion. So at no point can we feel not trustworthy of our environments. We have to trust past our judgments, meaning things will cause us to feel a little suspicious. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, as long as you know to trust past that, you're just learning through all this. Just keep moving. Just keep. That's really all I could say. The video's pretty much over. All right. There are the messages, Taurus, for August 2026. Hope those messages, I know those messages armed you. Later.